Wale clients wanakuja kwa kitambi. Sasa ile kupiga picha wewe ni kwa challenge. Hakuna kitu hapo ni mweusi. Mfano kama muuza mayai anaanza hata na 380. Anachukua mayai kreti moja anachemsha, ameanza biashara yake.
Hi visionaries and welcome to the number one podcast in Kenya, Dhof podcast. But first, let me start by saying thank you so much kwa watu wote ambao watch our last video, the Samba video. Asanteni sana. And if you have not watched the video, kindly go back, watch, alafu kuja hapa. And as usual, to kwa politics, the next thing, it's about business.
In 1960, our parents could get a job with a Form 4 certificate. Currently, millions of graduates are getting out of university. There are no jobs.
And today's topic is about the mindset and mistakes in business. Why do most of the people start their businesses? Do they start because of money or passion?
Yeah, but I'm doing what I like. I love doing.
Your economic ni mbaya pia itabidi umeona hii kazi ndio inalipa. Hiyo pesa kidogo ndio inalipa. Kama ni kazi.
What's the difference between a comparison and a healthy competition?
Mambo ya comparison, kusema kweli, kama una pesa huwezi kujikompare na mtu mwenye haria, mpaka hata Mwenyezi Mungu hataki mtu kujilinganisha na mtu mwingine.
What does that do? Others see others success in terms of fake success. And then a young person who is watching the WhatsApp status, who is watching other things, we say fulani amenipita maisha.
All in all, we had a good conversation with business expert Mohamed Ayale, ambaye alielezea everything about the mistakes in business.
This is Dhof Podcast, crafting stories, building brands.
How can you define a mistake in business?
First of all, mistakes in business here in African context is, our continent was colonized for many years.
Sure.
Yes, school system is not favoring us. Another thing, because schools were made people to generate and make others come and work for factories, big companies, corporations. No longer those corporations are existing. In 1960, our parents could get a job with a Form 4 certificate. Currently, millions of graduates are getting out of university. There are no jobs.
Sure.
The jobs available and the work available are mismatched. So the only option available is through business. And business are not taught in schools properly. Because the professor who is going to teach you a business, he has never even sold a tomato in a certain road. He has never been rained to the raining season. He has never beaten. Teaching theoretically in class are different than experiencing outside, sweating, ganjo, kufukuzana, troubling, losing, defaulting a loan. Those are now called a university of hard knocks. University of hard knocks. You have to learn in the street way. So here in Africa, our context, people start business for survival mode. Why survival? It's because that's the only option remaining. When you start like, this is the only thing I'm going to start, there is a way you start. That mindset you'll have is you'll underprice your product, you'll eat all your profits. And the sweetest thing in a business is when someone is starting at a higher level mindset, he'll start in an option of saying, I do have this job, let me start this hustling. If it takes 3 years while I'm having this job and income is generating, I'm able to survive with my current income. But 20 to 30% of my income is going to this project. And that project, in 3 years' time, if it fails or not, you're testing in a small way. Testing, selling, learning, and later you'll scale. That's the proper way of starting. But here in Africa, it's the opposite. Someone anafukuzwa kazi, ama kazi, kampuni imefunga, it folded itself. Then what remains? Just now, let me do business as a now, like a hobby. And business is not a hobby. Business is a business. You fold your shirt, you are ready. It's not sexy, it's not something sweet. It is a long-term game. If you're not ready, with a sprint, you get tired, and that's it. You'll end up being history. Only three times you are burned out, you won't start again. Even your generations will not start even a business. So business requires a long-term thinking.
You have said very well that Kenyan business, most of them, they do something called survival.
Yeah.
Or they have something called survival mindset in business. I want you to put it in context so that at least those people who are doing maybe the same thing, they can understand it and how can they overcome it.
Business, you start to flourish first. It's good to start in a better position. The moment you're employed somewhere or you're doing something great, life is sweet for you, that's the best time to start. Why? You have that abundance mindset. you have that strength in you. But the moment your lowest time, you started a business, chances are high you'll eat all the profits. Yes, even if you start, you give yourself another job. You went from another job, you give yourself a job. Daily, if you're eating 500 shillings from your profit, and you're selling a product 2,000, that's the only day you have 500 was your profit. Can that 500 survive you? No, you'll be eating and surviving to pay things. So in that context, it's good when they say you plant your hay while the sun shine. You plant your hay when the sun when that's kuna hiyo methali, you plant your seeds when everything is quite good. So with that data, with that everything of your past, I think someone will form a constitutive. If you do something successful in your past, that is the data you have in your mind. There's also data in the business on the ground. If you know your suppliers in China, you can unaweza agiza mzigo fulani, the right spare part will come in, and then the right market or you have done, let's assume you have done attachment 6 months in a spare part shop, or you worked there 1 year as an employee, you'll learn the business A to Z of it. Now, becoming a boss, it will have a different mindset. But what reduces your fear is by knowing it. Once you know, you have a data, you have an opinion, hautafia. Lakini mtu mwingine yuko nje, ukimwambia biashara ya spare part inafanya vizuri, you don't know it, utaogopa. Personally, naogopa. I have intentions maybe in future to start an importation business. But the moment I have not done,
Yes.
My family businesses are thriving. They are so successful that they have built real estates out of spare parts. But with me, I've done well in schools. The moment I'm stepping into another world, there's that extra fear. But the moment I know I have the contacts, I have the people, I have everything, my fear will go down. Why? Because I already have connections.
I want to give you a scenario. You have talked very well about fear, but I have a friend. I know of a friend. I used to study with a friend at Egerton University. That man is in this industry of entertainment, media. So he started with podcast. After he has done it for a certain period of time, he never saw hiyo matunda yenyewe. He had an expectation of it, but what are the results? The guy had changed to comedy. He started comedy. Akafanya comedy, the comedy pia haikupay. They changed now to akaanza kufanya hizi zingine za street. It is called street content. Ila anauliza watu maswali.
Okay.
At the end, that man alifika place aka give up in the industry. How can you encourage people like my friends?
Okay, in terms of giving up,
mtu ana give up kwa sababu ya kutry. Ametry mpaka ana fail. Sasa it's not working anymore.
But I think one thing, business, they say business is boring.
Okay.
But the boring business will make you millions of money. By how? By focusing, by staying in the same industry. Personally, I'm thankful to God. It's God who guided me. I started the school business 2016. And yet 2016, 3 years, it was even not breaking even. I used to hustle. That's the story I have everyone. I used to be a land broker. One time I was a broker. Sometimes I was in my office like a lawyer acting because survival and thriving was another issue. Because bills were waiting me. Staff was supposed to be paid. I could sell land and I get a profit of 100,000, in a certain location. Because I have started the school, I got married at that time, and teachers were waiting me. And the school income is little. How do you do? Now you get out of you use your creativity to this business to build it. 3 years I was not taking even a salary. You understand?
Yes.
Even 3 years, leave alone a salary. There was no profit. Only running costs. Someone who is starting a school will have run away for the first year. Because what is the expectation? Unasubiri watoto, hakuna watoto. But currently now, after waiting all those 5 years, now I'm really having at least I'm seeing a good pattern. The schools have grown. The numbers have almost tripled, if not 5 times. We have grown almost, if not 10 times from the beginning of those years. Still, we are growing. I want to have that mentality of growth. Otherwise, if I relax, I say I have it, I have reached. No, I want to I want to touch lives of 6,000 students. Maybe currently we're heading to 2,000, 4,000 more. What do? I have to hustle. I have to make content. I have all those. So I think the major thing, like your friend, supposed to focus. He could have stayed and then retried, or refocused and give it time until he reaches the right things. You understand? Or he jumps out of those and goes to a job.
Okay.
He learns on the job. Then from there, now he starts out. You start out after learning what is the owner undergoing, the payment, the leases, everything. The moment you see, if business is not meant for you, 90% of people are not meant for business. By the way, we are trying to force people. God has placed the highest fruit somewhere far. those who undergo pain, who sweat, who will deserve those big fruits. Success at the ladder is like a triangle. At the top, only few people will scramble. You understand? Majority of the people are at the triangle. They are the base. Why? People kupanda juu si rahisi.
Okay.
The patience, the dedication, the consistency, all those are the skills required.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, so your friend is supposed to invest in skills, the right data, he's supposed to understand. If you also run a business, let him go and model someone who's successful. Then from there, start a proven business. And by the way, to own a business or to start a business, not something abnormally you should come up with the next the next Facebook, the next Twitter. No, just look for a boring business somewhere, a bakery, for example, a spare part, anything that you can see, learn, copy, and then start it.
Okay.
If you're employed somewhere, you can do the side hustle. Until that side hustle, always I tell everyone, it pays you 3 times your salary, 5 times. Then now you quit and focus your business. You understand? By building it, it takes time.
Okay.
Yes.
I know, Mr. Mohammed, you have been to this field of business for more than 8 years.
Yeah.
And you know very well that capital is among the keys
Yes.
in any person who needs to start a business. Been having so many people, they have ideas, but maybe the capital that they feel they have, for them, they feel that it's not enough for them to start their businesses. How much do I need to have for me to start a business?
Okay, how much do you need to have?
Yeah. Is there a specific amount that maybe someone need to have so that at least he or she can start a good business?
First of all, I advise people, and it's my opinion, maybe people are different, you don't need even capital.
Okay.
Why? You need first your mindset. First is supposed to be you clear here. Once you're prepared mentally that you're undergoing a tough journey, you are ready. You have skilled up, leveled up. Leveling up is having the right skills, selling skills, communication skills, learning every day,
Yeah, sure.
committing. Like, the first step I advise someone before he starts a business, are you ready for a business? Are you meant or are you cut for a business? To run a business is different than to work for a business.
Okay.
Working is easy.
Yeah, sure.
Can you be able to stay long hours? The first 3-4 years, you'll work more than your employees. I used to work almost until Saturn. I used to cross and home and rest. Now at least I can rest a bit. But those early days, 3-4 years, I had that vision. You're supposed to have a vision, big vision. Employees are waiting you. Landlords are waiting you. Every night you're going to stay late. You are not famous. No one knows you. You are somewhere remote. I swear, everything I'm saying, I passed it. No one knew me, nothing. At least now I can afford a media. We can highlight stories. We can do a lot of things, get the right people. Now the platform, yes. But in your early days, any business, anyone starts, no one knows you.
So it's not all about.
It's not only about, it's not all about, it's the mindset. Once you have the mindset, I have money, you have a money. Everyone in the street has money at their pocket. Why? Everyone, God has made. One thing we don't have, all of us, we have time, and part of our life, pesa inatupitia, sindio? Kila mtu hata kama ni 1,000 shillings, that's the money you have. You can raise capital, you understand? Everyone has a little saving. Let's assume people have a small saving. Sindio? That's a saving. Your parents have a land. Let's assume someone comes from Kitale or somewhere far. Let's assume you want to start an agro business. What do you need? You don't need capital, a lot of capital. You need first to lease land. You don't have to buy the land. Land will cost you millions of money. But what if you lease an acre at 10,000 or 5,000? 10 acres, how much have you leased for a whole year? 50,000. That's 50,000. Let's put aside, you don't have it. You talk to these people, you agree, you lease with them. Now you have done your research. You come to a group of investors. You pitch your idea. I want to do agro business, do chicken farming, all this. It requires me certain amount. Now that amount will be 500,000 for 1,000 bahts. Let's assume. Plus the leasing cost is there. Yes, the group of investors, the people who have employed, they have a lot of money. But they want the young person who is energetic, who is trustful, who they can trust with their money. Now that capital does not belong to you. How did you get the money? You raise people, you use other people's money. You have that time, you can use other people's money when you have the right face. First, you build your trustworthy, your brand. Once you have a good brand, land doesn't belong to you. Already you leased, you are subcontracted. The money you're going to pay them, you don't have it. Now you come to a group of investors. Hey guys, I've leased this land. This is my contract. I'm going to plant here. In after a year, if you invest with me 500,000, the profit will be 800,000. 300,000, I'll pay you 250 back with the principal. You understand? 250, you're going to split. 50,000 will be either my running cost as a salary. Already you created a job for yourself. You are running. The land doesn't belong to you. The money you invested doesn't belong to you. The engineers, once they give you the 500,000 for that investment, you will hire the right watu wa kudunda netaje, watu wa masindano, they getting everything you invest. The moment that business is profitable, will those investors invest with you? Yes, they will invest with you. Next round of capital raising, you will raise $1 million. Does that $1 million belong to you? You are just out of campus. You never had money. But what did you have? The right mindset, the right strategy. You lease the land, that land does belong to you. After some time, when that business will be profitable, when you have reached, you go and lease somewhere. That's the strategy I used for my schools. All the 8 schools I've leased properties under millions of money under the rental, but the right strategic places. Those rents paid not me. My customers are paying the rent. That's it. Once they pay my rent, I pay everything. I'll be back with something. I do have investors under my books. I pay them. By the end of the year, we close our books. If there's a profit to declare, we give them. We pay KRA, we pay everyone. At least we enjoy. I know now I'm developing the whole community. Does that require money? Yes, but first it requires mindset. The money people have in their pocket. Always I say, how can I, if I want to dream of $1 million, I know who I'm going to collect. But first, build your brand.
Okay.
Wachana na kukunywa pombe, wachana na zinaa, wachana na kufanya vituko. The same Gen Z is with people. You understand? He's getting and eating girls. I saw that coming. Yes, they're eating girls up and down. What God will block your way also.
Oh.
You know,
So
when you fornicate,
so that means maybe it's working.
yeah, you know, that's myth. Yes, God forbid. Because, you know, when you place your God first, you stop those nonsense. You don't dramatize with women and do those things. But hiyo akili haitakuja. Because every time wewe unalima ama unafanya something bad, understand, you're doing intercourses that are not productive.
Right.
At early age, the same Gen Z, if they put that mind, they go and lease land. They look for investors. Even the investors can be your friend and family. Then you put yourself that mindset in terms of reading books, in terms of everything. I think chances of you failing will be low.
Okay.
That's the data we already said.
Tushaelewa. So it's not all about the capital.
That's
It's all about the right
mindset and be ready.
Asante sana Mtuku. Kwa hiyo, so tukimalizia, I know no human being is satisfied. Najua hata leo Mr. Mohammed saizi uko na shule 8. But I know kila siku una fight, you want to get more.
Yes.
So I want today to understand the difference between comparative syndrome and healthy competition. Nile most of the people they wanatuambia you don't have to compare yourself with. Najua kuna mtu fuata, you can call him a mentor. But mimi nataka nijue, nitajua aje I'm not competing but I'm having, okay, I'm not comparing myself with other person.
Yes.
I'm competing, I'm having a healthy competition. I want to become like the other person. How can you differentiate those two?
I think this is a disease that is consuming all the young generation.
Yes.
Specifically the Gen Zs of Africa, not Kenya. You know, 80% of the continent of Africa are Gen Zs, the young ones, and then the alphas are now around. 88% the social media is there, the hype is there, the Instagram reels are there. People borrow my jacket, they get photos, a young person. But this jacket belongs to me. I can shoot 20 videos. I don't care what people say because that's my mental in terms of investment. But 99% of the people, every time they want to be seen something, even to the extent of borrowing clothes. See, what does that do? Others see others' success in terms of fake success. And then a young person who is watching the WhatsApp status, who is watching other things, will say, fulani, amenipita maisha. Kumbe, he doesn't really realize that these are fake lives. People are not living. Behind the scene, there's a friend of mine, I remember, who at one time, he was kwa kibanda, zamani, anakula githeri. But that day or it was our friend's, I think, he was eating kuku. Then he told us, oh bana, nitumie hiyo picha, leo mambo iko chini, mimi nakula githeri, siwezi post, nitumieni ile mnakula. Tukashoot ma videos nini, akatumaniwa. Si amepost. Sasa what does his enemies or people who are following him will see fulani leo anakula vibaya? Now to other people food is success. When you are coming up, you understand those early days, wewe unakula githeri reality, but you are going to post kuku na chips. The people who are watching, how will they see you? Always they're doing well, yes?
Yeah, sure.
If today I give you that picture, tomorrow another person, hata mwingine 3 days you have not eaten, but you are posting the fake things. What will you do to others? You are denying their success also. You are playing their psyche, the psyche. So I think in Africa and the Gen Zs, let's live reality.
Okay.
Let's live reality. Let us don't compare yourself with any person. Compare yourself with yesterday's success. That's my motto. I always say, if last year I made X amount, if I made 100,000, if next year I made 200,000, I'm supposed to be celebrating the whole world. But if I compare myself to Elon Musk, if I compare to myself Chris Krupi, if I compare myself to Uhuru Kenyatta, you won't feel happy, satisfied. Always good awards those who have gratitude. You think you're good, you're better off your yesterday. Don't follow fake life. Don't follow other people's reels. Don't compare yourself. Today you're wearing these suits, mashallah, according to your budget. But the moment you see an Italian person who's wearing almost 500,000 suits, they're those expensive suits, what will you do? I put this on 5,000. That's it. As a businessman, more than that, I don't pay. I better invest in my business. You understand? I can shoot 20 videos with this. I don't care what they say. Why? You don't have to change all the time to please others, but you change for the sake of the sins. So compare your yesterday's success. You compare today you're here and yesterday. The moment you beat your yesterday, you're doing well.
Yes.
If yesterday you had one, today you have two things. Thank God. Move on. In 3 years' time, 99% of the population, you're going to beat them left, center, and right.
Yes. In that seconds, as we tunamalizia, in that seconds, Mr. Howard.
Yes.
Hii swali tutaka tuulize sana, you're going to sumbua sana. Do Somali people have money or they know how to use money? In that seconds, tukimaliza tafadhali.
Somalis.
Yes. Do you guys have money or you know how?
That's good. That's a good question. Even the another podcast, the Dr. Kingoris, it was there. Somalis, first of all, I don't want to praise myself and neither them.
Yes.
But our culture and religion has shaped us. The first thing I always tell you in the system is the trust issue. Somalis are very trustful people. Sure. The moment you are trustworthy, you can raise capital. Mimi nikianza biashara yangu, my fellow, leave alone my father, my parents, all close people have invested with me. Despite I was young 8 years back. I was almost 24, 25, 26. I don't know. I don't remember when I was starting. I was a director of a school. Even no one can say this was a director. You understand those days? 2016, I was a young graduate. I started a school. A school supposed to be started by a person with 45 years and above. Logically, that is supposed to be. The moment you attend meetings, it's another thing. So Somalis are successful.
Sure.
It's because they fear God first. Second, they put resources together.
Yes.
And then they support each other in terms of business. Unlike others, communities, two brothers from same region can write a lawyer's draft. They don't trust each other. For us, we don't go for interest-based. We just do our collective. If we want to build a building, we unite like 10 people. Each one brings 1 million, 10 million. You're already a building. Then you go the next project. If I'm importing things, I have 1 million. At least my friends will scramble over me to invest with me 3 million, 2 million. If I have 6 million, you're here struggling with your shop with a loan. I start with my capital. And if I've done the business, and then the Somalis will invest with you the moment you're so skillful. Your reputation is high, you are trustworthy, and you know your trade. Your trade in terms of what you're doing. The moment you're good in school business and you have been tested 10 years, the next big school, if I start like the international school, if I want to start, it requires a lot of money. You know, international school
Sure.
will require 10 million, let's assume $1 million. That's 80 million to 100 million to set up the right structure. If you have that money, I don't want to use my money. I will raise. By knowing the fact that I know how to run a school, will give me upper hand. People will invest with you, and that's it. After all, those early investors will recommend you. Oh, this is a great guy. We invested $1,000. He gave back all our money, and we're enjoying with him. Everyone will enjoy with you. That is our secret sauce.
Today,
Yeah, good.
tusha understand na tushaelewa Somali. Mungu awabariki sana. I mean, what a such an insightful discussion with Mr. Mohammed today. At least they have learned.
Yeah.
I believe that we are going to have another discussion about Wasomali mnaweza peana loan.
Yes.
We give out loan na nyinyi mnachukua loan.
Of course.
Inaenda kukua another discussion na itaenda kuwa nzuri zaidi.
You ask me 100,000 loan, I'll give you. You use 3 months to 6 months. The moment you return to me, I don't want interest from you. You pay back money.
Somali akikupatia pesa ni hivyo.
Safer. But the moment whoever you're giving back, you're giving the loan, you're supposed to learn. In Kenyans, when you give a loan, that's the last time you see his face. Na anakuwa adui yako. Wewe unasumbua na loan. Na wakati anaomba. Wakati nyingine is the one replicated.
Mtazamaji, shukrani sana. Wanasema chochote kilicho na mwanzo siku zote kina mwisho. Wanasema kile ambacho nakipenda, kipende sana. Lakini kile ambacho nakichukia, bado kipendea. Unakumbuka je tulikuwa tunasema?
Until then, bye bye. See you.
This is Dhof Podcast, crafting stories, building brands.